video, I am going to be showing you how to do a water change on a small Betta tank. So this tank is a 3-gallon tank. It's kind of hard to tell from this angle, but as you can see, compared to Ollie, who is my yellow veiltail in there, it's a pretty good sized tank. So I'm going to be showing you how to do a water change.
Real quickly, I just like to say these are the tanks I am going to be getting all of my Bettas. They should be coming at the end of this week, hopefully. But they were on back order, so you never know.
But the materials you will need are, of course, your Betta's tank, some water conditioner, a jug of water that has been conditioned so it doesn't have any chlorine or anything in it or harsh chemicals, a towel, a siphon, and a bucket. A large bowl or container would work just as well. So let's just get on with it. To begin, I'm just going to take out my Betta. I didn't mention this in the beginning because I didn't it's not mandatory, so it's not something you have to do, but I'm just doing it for safety reasons because I don't want his fins to get stuck in the siphon. So I'm just going to softly let him swim into the plastic cup. Sometimes it takes a while, so be patient. Alright, I have him. Dump out a bit of the water so he doesn't jump out, but then here is my little Ollie, and he is fin biting, so that's why his fins look a little torn up. And now I'm just going to put him to the side for safekeeping. He's very feisty. So now it's time to collect your water, and usually people do this at the end, but I like to do it first, or one of the first steps, just so the water conditioner has time to sit in the water and kind of condition it completely. So what I'm just going to do is I'm going to add the water conditioner and let that mix around and sit in the water. And then by the time it's time to put in the fresh water, it will be completely conditioned and I won't have to wait. So now I'm just going to put this to the side. So now it's time for the siphon. Real quick, I just wanted to say I'm also going to be removing my moss ball. This method is really nice because you don't have to move around any of the decorations, and it gives you a way to clean the gravel as well. Before I begin siphoning, I am going to prepare the bucket, so I'm just going to make sure the bucket is clean, and it is clean. This is the bucket I use for my water changes and tank cleaning, and I did rinse it before this video. So I'm going to put on the bucket clip, which is something to hold this end into the bucket so it doesn't fall out while you're dumping in the water and go all over the floor. So I'm just going to put it through here and make sure it is the end without this. It should be this end. I'm just going to put that right in there. So now it's time to siphon. So what I'm going to be doing is getting this part, which is kind of a way where you don't have to kind of lift up the siphon over and over again or put it in your mouth. You could just squish this 4 or 5 times and it gets the water flowing. So I'm going to just do that. And as you can see, it is already flowing into the bucket. So now I'm just going to be kind of going around cleaning the gravel. And now I'm just going to lift the siphon out of the water because that is the amount of water I'm going to be taking out. Like I said, it's only a water change and I'm not actually cleaning the tank. Now's the time you can scrub the sides if you want to, but I don't have to today. And the nice part is, with all of this water, you can dump it into a garden plant or maybe on your grass, and it's really nice fertilizer, which is the fish poop. And if you don't want to do that, you could also dump it in the toilet to flush the toilet, or you can just dump it in your bathtub. As you can see, I hardly took out 50% of the water, and now I'm just going to be adding in the water that we filled up in the beginning. This is just a gallon jug, and I'm going to be filling it up. And like I said in the beginning, I already conditioned it, so I don't have to now. And as you can see, I am messing up the decorations, but I'll fix it afterwards. And this water is warm, so don't worry. Bettas are tropical. I'm just going to clean up some of the water spots on the tank so they don't stay on there. And there it is. If you took out your Betta in the beginning, now it's time to add your Betta back in. And you want to make sure you acclimate it. Even though it does have some of the old tank water, acclimating is very important. It helps your betta adjust to the new water parameters, or not parameters, the new water temperatures, and so they don't get a shock when they come in, because when they get a shock, it can make them become really stressed and they can begin biting their fins, or they can become quite ill. I'm going to let Ollie sit in here for about 15 minutes, or until the water becomes the same temperature. If you did have a heater or a filter in your tank, you can adjust this method to go along with how you would do it with the heater or filter, I guess. Okay, so it's been about 15-20 minutes, and Ollie is now completely acclimated, so let's add him in. Some people don't like to add in the old tank water from the cup. I personally do, unless it's pet store water, but this is just the water from his tank before. I personally do because it seems to calm them down once they're going into their tank, because that's the water that they're used to. So I'm just going to add him in. And I just let the moss ball fall to wherever. There it is. Now you can just watch your betta explore their lovely, clean tank. If maybe you didn't like this video or didn't understand the way I do it, feel free to ask questions down in the comments, and there's so many other great channels and great videos on this topic, so you should definitely go check those out on YouTube or just on Google. There's so many different things on this topic, so like I said, if you don't understand, that's the place to go. Feel free to critique my method, just please do it nicely, and also if you have any questions on any of the bettas, please feel free to leave them below. Okay guys, give this video a like if you enjoyed it, subscribe for more videos like this one, and I'll see you next time. Bye!